Hey, what's up? How's it going? Thank you for stopping by the channel. That's pretty cool. Appreciate it. This is going to kind of be my first little video here of kind of my e-skate journey, I guess you would say, and some of the things I've learned along the way and how I got into it. And if you're thinking about getting into it, I hope you do, and maybe some of the things I've learned along the way will help you. So, if you like it, great. Hit like, that'd be cool. If not, that's all right too. So, anyway, first off, I guess, first thing you want to do is, what kind of rider are you? What kind of board do you want, right? So for myself, I was I had a bustin' board that I would ride around my town, had freshly paved roads and everything. It was a custom bustin' board that my wife got me for Christmas. I've been riding it for a few years and absolutely loved it. Oh, looks like I got this. Nope. And I'm gonna try and do this in one take, so we'll see what happens. So I would ride that all around, and I was getting really good at bombing the hills around town, So one day it was raining here, and I decided, you know what? It's not raining up the road. I'm gonna go up the road. Next thing I know, to a hill. I went up to a hill that I had had my eye on for a while and thought I could bomb it. Well, yeah, you heard right. Thought I could. Nope, I couldn't. I learned real quick that I was in way over my head. And I instantly, within about 10-15 feet, ended up cheese grating my face and arm along the pavement. After that, I watched my board go down the hill and get run over by a car. So unfortunately, that was the end of that. My heart was broken. I was riding my daughter's board, which is actually out here, but I won't show it. I was riding that down one of the hills that I felt comfortable on, kind of build my confidence back up. And at the bottom of the hill, I see this kid go flying by, right? And he was riding this right here. I went home and ordered it off Amazon immediately. He let me ride it, and this is what's considered a hub motor. The motor is actually in the wheel, right? So this is also considered a boosted style board, or like a street board, street longboard, boosted style board. I didn't know any of that, but so that's, if you hear people say boosted style board, that's kind of what they're talking about, is this type of street wood. So anyway, this is a hub motor. So in order to change wheels on this, there's a sleeve. Now the front wheels are they're just like your regular wheel. The back though, the motor is actually inside here. I don't think I could actually change these wheels if I wanted to. I think those things are so rusted in there but supposedly take the screws out, this sleeve slides out, the motor's inside, and then you slide it back over top, and it looks like there's a magnet in there, and it just, yeah. Anyway, so these are very quiet compared to some belt drives and everything, and gear drives, but so there's different types of boards. Figure out which one you want. Do you want, a street style, boosted style, or do you want, one of the larger AT 2-in-1 boards, which, I always stayed away from those just because of the price. But the one thing I learned now in my life is, especially after riding this thing and realizing how much fun it was and how I loved it, and I knew I was not going to be going back, I should have just jumped right up and got the board that I wanted. So I highly suggest that. Especially if you're already a skater or a PEV enthusiast. Well, if you're all those things, you're probably not watching this video. So anyway, I suggest you do as much research as you can. Get the board that you want right out the gate. I'm glad that I got the boards that I did along the way because I've learned so much. But anyway, this thing started cutting out after about a month. It would go about 22 miles an hour. It'd probably go 12 miles. And 13 miles, and but it started cutting out. It was losing connection, I think, or something, and I would have to figure out how I was going to stop coming up to this intersection going 19 miles an hour or whatever. And luckily I'm an extremely fast runner apparently. So anyway, so I instantly came home and decided, you know what, that thing's going to kill me. I need something more reputable. I need something better. And so that's when I did my research. Again, do your research. You will find the YouTube people that ride so many of these boards. Ask them questions. They will get back with you. Hit them up in the comments. I sat there and I've watched so many reviews of everything. You're going to get all the big names and you'll learn who they are really quick. but then you're going to run into a bunch of people just like me that are just throwing up shit to kind of tell you. And, you know, everybody's going to give you something to learn about. So anyway, so I started doing my research, and the biggest thing for me was customer service and quality. Guess what I came across? And if you're already in this world, I bet you can figure it out. One of the most reliable, most comfortable boards that I've had, and I'm not just kissing their ass. I'm being sincere here because I have 3 different brands here. So the old Backfire, this thing is awesome. It's just a regular Zealot. It's not the Zealot S. It's not, you know, the S2 or X. They have, I think, 4 versions of this out right now. This one and 3 other ones. And the new ones they just came out in 2023 are freaking beautiful. And they're amazing. And I know that they're comfortable and fun to ride because they just knock it out of the park. So if you're new to this world, which I was, it was great because when I started taking it apart and everything, I realized I didn't even have to worry about tightening the belts. Hell, they had it down perfectly to where you don't have to worry about even tensioning the belts. Sorry, I'm gonna hit it. But so that's a belt drive system, right? Now you do have a motor, a belt cover right here. Okay, these are cloud wheels. It also comes with 96 millimeter street wheels, which is what I usually would have on it. Ride with it. Those are great. They're actually some of my favorite wheels. But this deck. This bamboo deck is the Backfire deck is so comfortable. Every time I ride, I'm just like, God dang it! What a great board. But people say beginner board. I call it an entry board. It's not a beginner board. All these boards, they all go 20. I've had this thing up to I think 32. You know, of course I had a tailwind and was probably go down a slight hill and with a full battery. But you know, you can ride these things at 10 miles an hour on low setting. Or you can take them up to speed, you know, S plus or turbo, whatever it is. And you're going to find out that they go pretty quick. Some of them a little faster off the line than others, but man, this thing is one reliable board. I love how they have their the motors mounted on the inside. You know, you don't have to worry so much about something hitting on the outside. That's always a nice feature. Different little things to think about, you know, after riding them for a while. Make sure you snug everything up, okay? Things are going to rattle loose. Especially if you're riding off-road, which obviously you're not going to necessarily do that with these. If you're new to this game, you're going to start hearing a lot about cloud wheels. So let me fill you in real quick. I do love cloud wheels, absolutely, but you're not going to go flying off-road through a bunch of deep crap or anything. But they're, you know, they're decent. When it gets wet out, I think they're a little bit plasticky, but these are the 105s. Either way, I haven't had any issues with them. They do what I need them to do. And, but anyway, the Backfire is a very reliable board. Customer service is amazing. I'm glad I did the research, and they just really make great production boards, period, with great customer service. I mean, that's what I wanted at the time because you know, if this shit's broke, then I wasn't going to be out another $350. That one a little more, but anyway. So after riding that for a while, it would get me a good probably 13 to 15, 16 miles. One thing I learned is looking at the specs and everything. You know, it's hard to look at specs because everybody's going to have, they're all going to be pretty much the same. So what I started doing was I started looking at the battery watt hour, the battery watt hours. So, you know, the higher the watt hours, basically, the more distance you're going to get. You know, my all-terrain board has, I think, 872 watt hours. I think the M board has like 1,000 something, maybe. The own board is like 900, but you know, the smaller street ones, the Backfire is I think 311. Honestly, don't know what the Voyager is. But anyway, love that board. But then I wanted to be able to continue riding. I didn't want to have to stop and charge all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get another board. Right when the Voyager was coming out. And they were advertising all kinds of stuff. So of course I got the Voyager, and it met all of everything that they said. I was extremely surprised and loved it. It's like a little crotch rocket, honestly. The thing flies. But again, it's however fast you want to go. Don't look at speeds and everything. You know, I started looking at the watt hours again. Anyway, the Voyager, here's the Voyager. Yeah. Get this over. Yeah. This thing is pretty awesome. Another one that has great customer service, and it's another company with a great reputation. Again, I'm not kissing their ass because these are just the boards that I got, and I'm so lucky and so happy that I've had a great experience. It's pretty paramount. I ended up putting on the 110 Cyclones. I actually put these on the Aries once, and it was pretty fun. But so this one will get me a good, distance. This gets handles. I can easily ride both boards. So then I can easily ride both of them around and always have one on a charge. So that's kind of why I got them. And again, Meepo was one that had a great reputation. And Meepo, this is going to sound silly and sound like a small thing, but Meepo is the one board that I haven't had to change out all the hardware and everything because I stripped all the nuts out. I change the wheels a lot on the boards, and so I strip a lot of stuff. But I've never had that issue with Meepo. So, like I said, kind of silly, but and again, you always want to make sure to throw a little Loctite on those the M4 screws and everything, the motor mounts and all that. So real quick, you might as well once you decide the type of board you want. Again, this is another belt drive. I'm a belt drive fan. You are going to break belts at times. I try to change them every 500, 600 miles or so. I don't know if that's right or not. But inspect them every now and then. You will get rocks in there. Like I showed you, they do have the thing in there, the belt guard, but you will get rocks in there. The rocks are going to get in there. So, it will kind of get on those teeth a little bit. And that was what's going to mainly mess up your belt a little bit. And you'll feel it. You can hear it. So yeah, I'll do a good little inspection every once in a while and then change them out and kind of throw them into my backup bag for if I break one out on a ride. But the Voyager, yep, that was my next step up. After doing my research and reviews and everything, yep, that was the one I came up with. And again, I was asking questions of people and they would give me, some really good advice, and it was really cool. So, and again, you might as well go ahead and buy some gear. Once you decide the kind of board you want, you might as well get some gear. Get a helmet for sure. If you don't have a helmet, you're going to catch crap from people, trust me, okay? I can't believe I rode as long as I did without one. So anyway, here's just a quick example of why you wear a helmet. You'll see right there that backfire and this nice little skid right across here. Yeah, that was my head sliding across the pavement there. And yes, when that happens, I probably should get another helmet. If there's an impact, they recommend you change your helmets out, which I do have a couple of full face ones, but that was on the Voyager going across. I had 100 millimeter boas on there, hit some oil, slipped right off just like that, hit my head right on the back of the ground. Not to mention the time that I was hit by a car, a car pulled in front of me. So get your gear, wear your helmet. It's pretty important. I mean, it just is what it is, So anyway, when it comes to the street boards, most of them are usually bamboo, or bamboo with maybe some carbon fiber or whatever, but they are very responsive and bouncy, and it's nice. I like it. Responsive. I love it. The backfire is extremely comfortable. The Voyager is comfortable. They both have that nice flex and everything to them. Now, once you get to a carbon fiber board, that's a different story. And they do make some boosted style boards in the carbon fiber, and some of them are actually going to a much stiffer deck. So anyway, the carbon fiber boards, a lot of them, there's not going to be a whole lot of flex. I know with the Ace deck that I've got, there's no flex. But what happened was for me was after I got my Voyager, I was out doing my run. I have a nice 15 to 20 mile run that I can do right outside my door and ride wherever. I can go as fast as I want, slow as I want, whatever. I was coming back and I was going on the last leg of my ride and going down a hill. Car pulled up, stopped, and then decided they were going to turn in front of me. And it happens very quickly. Again, get your gear. I got really lucky. I've seen, I don't know how many people had the very similar situation happen to them on Instagram. It seems like every month or so it happens. And the more you ride, the more at risk you are. Just keep your head on a swivel and get some gear. I got so lucky. This dude turned right in front of me, and there's kind of a funny ending. tried to jump over his trunk, right? And he had a spoiler, and I had a bottle of water in my pocket that saved my hip. I said, jump, just jump over the car. And nope, didn't make it. Ripped his spoiler off, went spinning through the air, finally landed, and was lucky. I only hurt my ankle, and it was messed up for about a good 8 weeks. And once I realized I was okay, we all were like, let's get out of here. And the board ended up being okay. It was the Voyager. But after that, I had some jitters for sure. I got really lucky, and I had some jitters for sure. So I decided that, I'm going to go up another notch. This kind of goes back to the board. If you think you're going to fall into this and really like it, get the board you want to begin with. Again, I'm really happy that I got all these. But anyway, I started looking, and I came across the Ace deck, the new boys on the block. And they did an amazing job. It's a carbon fiber deck. It's a tank. It's 42 pounds, but the battery in it is very big. I can ride this thing on-road, off-road. You got different size tires. These are the 8 inches that come with it. So that's the thing with once you kind of jump to the AT boards, and I don't want to make this video too long or anything, but AT is a different world. And that's where the belt drive I really like in the all-terrains, because I can change the wheels up so much. I really want to try a street wheel on the Ace deck, and they do make some all-terrain boards with a bamboo decks like Evolve, and them they make. It's so much fun watching people riding because they kill it. They're sliding everywhere, and that flex I would really like to ride one, but I couldn't have gone wrong. I needed a tank. I needed to get my confidence back, and the Ace deck definitely helped me do that for sure. It's definitely stiff, again, 42 pounds, but I can ride this thing 20-25 miles no problem, pushing it as hard as I've had it up to 36, I think. 36. That's on the 8-inch wheels, and with 60T pulley. But now I'm putting on the 6-inch wheels. So these are the different wheels you can use, and they are street. You can put street wheels on these things. Let's not forget that. So here's the difference of what's going on there right now. This thing's only 2-wheel drive, and again, being the new kids on the block, they brought it, and I'm not in an Ace deck, commercial or anything, but I'm just saying I did a lot of research, and again, I really highly suggest you get out there and really do all that. So, and ask a whole lot of questions. You'll be surprised. People would get back with you. So anyway. Alrighty, got the Amazon special. What else we got there? It's always good to tighten everything up. After every so often, you need to go through and tighten everything up. Loctite is a very good thing, especially for the motor mounts, or the M4 screws for the motors. I'm trying to think of different little things that, like the bearing sizes. Once you get into the AT wheels, or the AT boards, you're going to find that a few of them have 10 millimeter bearings instead of your normal 8 millimeter bearings. And again, something I learned along the way. And these things are so powerful that I think it's going to end up becoming the industry standard, because there's so much torque here that the 8 millimeter may not be able to handle it, especially with the boards they're coming out with now. It's crazy. So anyway, I don't want to make this too long. Kind of feel like I was rambling. There's some noise. Again, that's kind of a little bit of my little journey here. I'm having a blast. I love the Ace deck, the AT all-terrain wheels, but just some of the things that you want to carry with you, once you get to the AT world, you're going to have to start thinking about, if I'm going to get a flat tire, if I break a belt. Well, break a belt happens with, if your belt drive it, period. So yeah, I have broken belts, and I have gotten flats many miles from home with wrong tools. So I kind of I'm that guy that carries lots of stuff with me. So yeah, right now I'm putting on the 6-inch wheels. I want to try a little sliding, practice some of that. That's the other thing. Get out and practice once you get on these boards. Get out and practice them. Feel what's underneath your feet. Again, watch other people's videos and ride with people that are better than you. Nothing's going to make you better than that. So again, I'm new to this world, and I'm still trying to learn everything I can. So I might cut it off now. I don't want to ramble too much. It's already almost 20 minutes. So thanks for watching. If you did, hit like if you like it. Cool. Please comment, whatever. Follow me on Instagram, Biddle444. Have a great day, and thanks, brother.